Welcome to Meeple's People Circus. Today we are playing Leaving Earth. We're going to be playing it co-op and we're playing it on hard. So that means we get, can you see it on this camera? So we get 2 hard cards, we get 3 medium and 3 easy. What we have to do, we have to get more than half the amount of points to win this. On a standard game, obviously, whoever has the most points win. I am doing this because, as you all know, we are doing a mega game of this. We are doing a 25 player, 5 people per team, and I have actually spoken to the company who make this game, Luminaris Group, and they say we are what they know of, the world's first doing it. So I will be there filming it. Probably better than this stream because it's taken me hours to get this going. And yeah, hopefully you all guys can hear me. If anyone is watching, please comment below and let me know if you can hear sound, because I don't want to start this without people hearing me. And Amy, if she talks.
I will eventually.
There we go. If someone who is watching, or Amy, if you can go on your phone and watch it, we will check if anyone can hear us, because otherwise I'm going to be kind of pissed. I've spent 3 hours or 2 hours setting this up. It says you have joined the parent stream. Yes, we have confirmed we can hear it. So we're going to be taking the first look at these mission cards that we have to do. We'll take a look at the easy ones first. So we have Lunar Survey, Man in Space, and Man in Orbit. These are pretty easy to do. And then we have got Medium. Oh my, we have to land on Mercury. That's the first. And land on Mars. And survey Mercury. Wow. So, if you do land on certain planets, there are unexplored tiles. I don't know if you can see them because the top camera is awful, believe it or not. It's my phone, I don't get it. But yeah, if we flip this over and it says you can't land there, there might be, like the moon, I know, if you land on it, it can be a dust clouds and blow up your ship and you can't land on it. If any planets say we can't land on it, we have to discard them quests. So it kind of makes it that little bit harder. And then our last missions are our hard cards. Oh my god. A station on Venus. And a Venus sample return. Wow. And we have to achieve these. I kind of thinking it might be worth just going, let's do research and head to Venus, and just because we can do them and win the game, or do we need to do it?
So 4, 6, 10, 17, 20, 27, 54, 58, 78. So you want to half the points to win in a co-op game,
or just over half, yeah.
So yeah, you need 30, 39.
So if we just
by getting to Venus.
So if we just head to Venus, we can win this game. So,
but you can do some other bits of that.
Obviously, we're going to do Man of all. Oh, we don't even need to bother with Man. It doesn't say land. It doesn't say man.
What?
It doesn't say man.
On Venus?
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
Oh, Man on Venus, yes. And return. Okay. So with this game, we get 25 million a year, and that is all we get. So you don't get to spend any more or any less, or the only way you get to spend more is if in teams you're playing and one team achieves something before you, then that next year you get an extra 10 million. That's the only way you get extra money in this game. or unless you can bring back valuable samples from
Venus,
Venus.
apparently.
The thing is, if we go to Venus and we find out we can't land there, because again, something I haven't mentioned, all the unexplored tiles all have multiples that you shuffle in. So you could possibly get one where it's happy, you find life, you could do this, or you could get one that destroys your ship instantly. Fingers crossed that we don't put all our resources into going to Venus and then we can't do it. I think our main goal first off within the first 10 years, see if we can get a ship to Venus and survey it.
Okay.
If we can survey it, we can find out if it's safe.
Yeah.
I think
Obviously, you wouldn't send a person to a place that you have got no idea if it's safe or not.
it depends. If you're Darius and that, you send a ship that's unsafe.
Unsupplied.
So can we take 25 million? So in teams, you would have someone who deals with the money. You'd have someone who plans the ship, what missions to do first. You have someone that makes sure you have all enough research, because there's so much research you have to do beforehand to be able to get there. Like with us, I think we're going to have to learn Saturn rockets. I kind of think we might need ion thrusters.
Okay.
Just thinking time, so it takes us to... So with the ion thrusters, it's something I've just recently done research on. So every year you're in space, you gain an extra 5 thrust. So if you're travelling, say, to Mars, where it takes you 3 years, by the time you get there, you've got 15 thrust. So you can work out better and harder manoeuvres. Getting off of Earth, it's awful, but once you're in space travelling, it's a lot better. So what do we need to do? Do we need to go straight for the Saturn rocket, straight for the... Should we just buy research this year?
Yeah, I would say
Just
research would be your best
Just buy
bet.
2 items and forego that 5 million, or do we just buy can't really buy anything. Do we just forego that 5 million?
So I need to know if you're looking into Saturn rockets.
Yes.
I need to know the mass, the cost and the thrust, please.
So the mass is 20, cost is 15, thrust is 200. So the Saturn rockets are the best. I always jump straight onto that because our first game we bought some Atlas rockets and some lower powered ones. Yeah, they're cheap, but by the time you want to do something like we want to do, go to Venus, you have to add so much thrust and so much. It's not worth it, because the amount of mass you put in per rocket, it just works out pointless. So let's spend 10 million on a Saturn rocket.
Yeah.
Should we buy something where we can actually spend the 5 million? So if we research...
So that's your 10 million for your Saturns. So you need 3 outcomes.
So yeah, so whenever you draw a card, I've only put one of these out each because we only need one. There are 5 of each of these. So you have to put the amount of outcome cards it says on it. Most of the time it's 3. So these are random. They have success, minor failure and major failure. If you don't do enough research and you draw a card, your ship can blow up. Whenever you draw a card, you can pay the amount of money. So a success, it will cost you 10 million. A minor failure or a major failure will cost you 10 million to remove the card. Once you've removed all 3 cards from your research, from your ship or whatever you've researched, it's an instant pass. So yeah, so we need to work out what we need to do. There is going to be quite a bit of silence on this video. I apologise now, just because we are going to be thinking a lot. If we go straight into, what about learning re-entry straight away? Or life support?
Should we start with re-entry?
Because then we can send something up. We need to land as well. We could do landing. we could do landing and then just keep sending stuff to suborbital space back and forth again.
Okay.
And then once we've got enough research done.
Okay. So it'd make more sense to do landing.
Yeah, so that's...
Thematically. Yeah,
let's learn landing right here. So that's another 10 million and another 3 outcome cards. So because we are going to be going into deep space or in a planet transfer, we are going to have to check for solar radiation. And again, that could kill our astronauts straight up. So we could be trying to do all this and we actually can't go into deep space without our people dying. So we will see. Thank you, Mick. Sorry, I was reading comment. Thank you, Mick. Yeah, I've spent hours trying to set this up today. And then we get 1 Eagle capsule because we can land that.
Okay.
Because that gives us 1 million spare, but obviously
it doesn't carry over.
It doesn't carry over.
Annoyingly.
So this is the end of our first year. All we have done is a bit of research. Like Darius's reviews had, the first few years you're just trying to buy stuff. It's just it's a little bit slow at first, but once you gets going, it picks up. So if you like to change to 1956. So that was a whole year. We get another 25 million. And I think we're going to have to spend 15 straight up on a rocket.
Okay.
On a Saturn. Because Saturns cost 15. All of these wooden tokens down here, you can see, they do not matter what they look like, they just replicate ships. Say if you ever get to a point where you run out of these, you can use anything as a replacement. As long as you know it's a ship. There's no limit to the amount of ships you can technically have. With the other 2 expansions, they do come with extra ships. So if you have all 2 expansions, you end up with 6 of these cards. This is just where you put your rockets and you build all your ships and you make what you want to fly.
They're effectively your hangars.
Yeah. So that's it. So we have got 10 million. Should we do a bit more? Should we buy the re-entry now? And then we've got it. Or should we wait?
I think it makes sense to try and do as much research as possible
to
start with. Then you
we need life support.
We're going to need re-entry and life support and surveying.
And possibly rendezvous. Surveying is a case of you can just deal with that. I think we can... I mean, what's the worst? Surveying fails at minor. Yeah, but if we're way over to Venus and we fail, where are we going to do a testing and surveying? No, that's the question. We can do it in Earth orbit. Can we survey Earth? I'm guessing we can.
I'm guessing we do.
Yeah.
Satellites and things out there surveying other countries, so I'm guessing, yes, that would make more sense.
Shall we get surveying?
I would say go with either re-entry or life support.
We need re-entry before we really get life support.
So go with re-entry.
So another 3.
So that's 10 million and 3 outcome cards.
So now you guys are going to see our first spaceship launch.
All in the same way round.
Yeah. This is one thing. I've seen people do playthroughs of this where the one succeed card, or in my eyes, what he had was facing one way and all the others were the other, and he only ever drew the one facing up. And to me, it's like, that's cheating. It's like, well, why play the game if you're going to cheat? Okay, so we don't even need to work out thrust. So normally when you work out thrust, it's the mass of the rocket,
so 21 in this case,
times the difficulty that you're trying to do. So for us, it'd be 21 times 3.
63.
63. I'm rubbish at maths. So you'd work out 63 thrust, and you'd go, yeah, I can do that. For us, obviously, we've got 200 thrust. So literally, I know this rocket's good for pretty much until we start getting heavy loads straight into orbit. But all we want to do is go to a suborbital space, so we're not leaving the atmosphere, and we're just bringing our capsule back down to see if we can land it. That is literally all we are doing. So every time you use a rocket, you pretty much ruin it. So it's going to be every round we're going to be pretty much wasting a rocket.
Until we know that we can...
So our first rocket, we are putting it there. So let's see if the rocket exploded. We've got no money left. Do we even want to do this?
Well, it does seem a bit daft that you cannot fix anything.
Yeah, should we wait another year? I've just thought of that.
Potentially.
And then we've got money left over.
Yeah.
Because that could have been a...
expensive old...
Yeah, we could have lost our rocket, our landing craft, everything in one go.
Yeah, it would have set you back a year's spending, wouldn't it?
So, okay, that's next year.
Okay, 1957, people.
Yeah.
25 million.
So, that is it. So now...
This year
we're gonna launch our ship. So you don't have to do anything in any order. I think when we're gonna play our game, we might end up doing it in order. So everyone does their research and everything. Then you launch your ships. I don't know. I've got to work it out with Darius. I've got to talk to him. I think he's watching. So we have to work it out soon. So let's launch this. So it is draw an outcome card. Success. So do we want to spend 10 million to get rid of that success?
What else are we trying this round?
I personally think that's it.
We're not trying re-entry or landing?
We're going to try landing as well.
Okay. But we're not going to try re-entry? So yes.
We can't do re-entry, that would burn up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying to you is if you're going to have 25 million...
Yeah.
You want to at least try and get rid of some potential pitfalls.
So let's get rid of the success. It might seem stupid getting rid of a success, but like I said, the least cards you have, the better it is, because once you get down to your final card, if you turn it over and it's a success, you can pretty much discard it for free, because you're not going to pay that 10 million to get rid of it. So
it's a guaranteed success no matter what.
Yeah. So, okay, now we are coming back down to Earth.
You have spent your rocket.
We have spent, our rocket has burnt out. Waste of a Saturn rocket just to go to sub-orbit, but we're testing. So now we're testing landing. And that's a success. And let's get rid of that. So we have 5 million left. The advantage with the capsule is we can reuse it. We've got 5 million left. We can buy a couple of probes.
Go for it.
Probes will probes. You don't need anything to learn how to make them. We can technically send a couple of these off to survey things, so it's sometimes good. I mean, this is what we will be sending to Venus. It's a massive one, and the Eagle capsule's a massive one.
Work it out. We would have had 1 million spare.
Yeah, so we would have had 1 million. It's pointless of having that 1 million. So let's have another 25 million next year.
Okay.
Obviously, when you're playing in teams, it's going to be a case of you're going to be wanting to. We can have a foreign advisor, so that person can go to other people and try and make deals. Like when someone researches the Saturn rocket, they can go, "Oh, what about if we've done this? We give you this," and you can do deals. You can, if someone explores a planet and finds out what it is, you don't have to tell other people. You can actually go, "Look, I will trade you so and so for the knowledge of if Venus is safe." So next round, we're going to buy another Saturn.
We are.
Are we going to basically do the same again?
It's 3 years worth of research that way, but it guaranteed that you can fire them without blowing up anyone in future.
With the leftover money, we can buy an Apollo capsule.
Okay.
So then we can consider going into Earth orbit next round. Obviously, if we do leave Earth orbit, we are going to lose our Eagle capsule.
Yeah.
So should we? So we bought a rocket.
Okay, so that's
15.
15 of that.
So we've got 10 million.
Yep.
Let's check this out. I didn't even move the thing. So we are going to flip this. Another success. So
it just looked like there was 2 under there, but there's not.
do we want to?
Would you like to know that your lander works?
Yes, I think land to get that over and done with.
If you know your Saturn is good.
Yeah, we don't know what the other card is yet though.
Yeah.
So,
I know, but at this rate, if you're going to have to spend out on one and the first one's good, rather keep the money perhaps and
so
go back to that plan.
we will land that and test. That's a success.
But
Let's
we'll
spend
spend
the
the money to get rid of
10
that
million
one.
on that. So that's that.
Okay.
Burnt up rocket again.
Next year.
So yeah.
1959. Does fly a bit.
Sometimes it is worth taking the risk. You might want to take the risk and go, let's just launch it and go for it. But I think we want to make sure we've got a good rocket first.
Yeah.
We might need to get surveying done soon. Or actually, if we... So we're going to spend 10 million on the Saturn rocket.
15 million.
15, yeah. What if we spend 10, research surveying,
Okay.
and then the next round we've got
Next round we can launch with a lot of money to
and
test
then
things.
and then technically we might be able to
Yeah.
should we
I
just
like that plan.
yeah
So let's bring this back to here.
so we are gonna buy surveying. Can I just have one random out card? I want to pass.
Okay.
So
Next year?
we are flying through. We've done 5 years already, 6
Yeah,
years.
5.
So we are flying through it, but
It's now in the 1960s.
peace, man. So 25 million.
Indeed. You'd think it would go up with inflation.
Wouldn't it be good? But that's the thing. When you've got other people playing, someone might have already gone into orbit. Because that's the thing. We're not rushing to go into orbit. Normally, if there's a group of you, you'd be trying to get your first man in orbit, first man insert in like space. You'd be trying to do all that. Where because it's just us two, a lot of people don't really like the co-op side of it. I think, but it's just good just to get the, just to show you guys what it's basically like, so you can see what you will be playing. World first. Mega game. So, shall we send this rocket up?
Let's go for it.
Are we going to go... Should we just send it suborbital still for the minute?
Okay.
So, rocket. Minor failure. So, minor failures are a bit naff. Let's spend the 5 million, get rid of that. So I know we have only got a success left in that.
Okay, cool.
So we can get rid of that.
Yep.
I know that's a success because we had a success.
Okay.
Yeah. So because I knew that was a success, that's guaranteed pass now. So there's no point of spending the 10 million. So we know our rockets are good. Okay, this round our rocket is damaged. All minor failure does is it just doesn't launch. It goes... And
Doesn't
then
ignite
doesn't
or
does
take off
ignite,
the
yeah.
launch pad.
So it's not damaged, or it is damaged just this year. It will get sorted for next time.
Okay, that actually leaves us with quite a bit of money that we can spend this year instead.
Should we get another Saturn and an Apollo capsule?
Okay, let's do it.
And then we don't need to bother with the Eagle anymore. We can technically... Then we've got a backup of Saturn rockets. We've got 2 now. Technically we have 1 million left over. Doesn't matter.
Okay.
So Apollos are mass 3, cost 4, and they can actually carry 3 humans. We haven't actually bought any humans yet. You've got all the greats like Neil Armstrong and Boris Yegorov.
Yegorov?
Some Russian bloke, I don't know. I know there's There's loads. You have got all the Americans in there. No, they need to do an expansion with some like modern day. With Buzz,
Helen Sharman.
Jim Lovell. Who's going to want Jim Lovell? Yeah, okay, he saved Apollo 13, but still, bad luck.
You could do with like Helen Sharman, Tim Peake, that sort of thing.
Yeah, Tim Peake would be epic. You know, I might message him and go, you need to do a British astronauts expansion and modern day astronauts.
We still do the same thing, it's just with British names on them.
Yeah, we just want some Brits.
Right.
So, next year,
1961.
Saturn is all good.
Mm-hmm.
So, this year, what we're going to do is send up a probe.
Okay.
Are we going to do this?
Are we surveying?
Yeah, we might as well get it done.
So we have to survey from Earth orbit, right?
Yeah, so 25 million. Should we not bother spending anything? Launch this.
Mm-hmm.
See what we can achieve.
Okay. So you've got your...
So do you want to know the mass? So it would be a mass of 24.
24.
24 times
8.
8. Easily.
Yeah.
Do the sums. So Amy gets number.
So 8.
So this is where the maths is involved. You just got to work out if you can launch. It's not really massive giant equations. It's times table.
You're right.
What is
192.
it? 192.
Yeah.
So that's. See, we're not even bothering going to suborbital. So the good thing about launching from Earth, you can go straight into Earth orbit. You can technically do a 2-stage rocket. So one stage will take you to suborbital. Next stage will take you to Earth orbit. Because we've got the big old Saturn with a light load, we don't even need to bother. So we don't need to test the rocket.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need to test re-entry yet. We are going to test surveying.
Okay.
So that's a success. It's not going to cost us anything because there's only one card. It would just automatic
You would
success.
just keep turning it,
Yeah.
leaving it on there, and just keep turning it.
So we have burnt out that rocket. And so we can do re-entry. So when you come back into Earth, you've got a difficulty rating of 0. So you don't need any thrust to land, to come back to Earth. So we actually, most other planets, I think, have a difficulty. Mars is the only one. I think Mars is the only one. No, Venus. No, they all are. Apart from the Moon. Moon and Mercury. Everyone else, it doesn't cost any thrust. You just literally land. Guessing it's because they've all got slight atmospheres.
I'm guessing it's because they've got less gravity.
No, there's atmospheres. The other ones doesn't.
Okay.
The Moon hasn't got an atmosphere. Not enough to slow you down.
Okay.
Mars, you get slowed down a little bit, but obviously not that much.
Okay.
And same as Venus, it's a thick, dense atmosphere, isn't it? You don't know, you're not a geek like me.
You're more of a science person, but I would still say gravity.
Yeah, it's atmosphere.
Okay.
Trust me. Someone comment below, let us know. So, we're just coming back. So what we do, our probe, do you want to leave it in? No, we'll bring it back. It's not going to burn up in re-entry. So we will see if our re-entry survives. We've got enough to repair it. Success. Spend 10 million. So if you do get a fail, your capsule will blow up. That's basically it. So we've still got 15 million.
Mm-hmm.
Should we buy another rocket?
Go for it.
Have we got everything we need to get to Venus now?
We have a capsule.
We haven't got life support, but
We have not got life support.
it will take us how many years to get to Venus? It will take us 2 years to.
Yeah, but you're going to have it on board ship before you launch it.
What? No, I'm thinking probe. If we send a probe first, we need to find out if Venus is. If we can land on it.
Okay.
So all we technically we don't even, we can send a ship now to Venus. We don't need it to return. It can get lost. It can,
Yeah, you just need to build it up a bit. So do you want me to start working out?
Yeah, do you want to
what
work out what we need to get to Venus?
Just to land a probe on Venus,
Not
not to
even
return.
land. Doesn't even to land. All we need to do is get into Venus orbit.
Into Venus orbit, okay.
And then we can scan. Because we need to find out if it's landable. Because we can't get there and then be totally screwed. So when you do travel between planets, it will tell you how long the time is. And then you place a little time token depending on. So when you travel to Mars, it will cost you 3.
So you need to go from...
So for us, it would take us a year to travel to
So you're going Venus orbit.
inner planet transfer, and then a year to travel to Venus orbit.
Inner planet transfer. And that's a difficulty of 3.
Still one person watching.
So if you're looking at that, you just need a rocket.
Should we test ion thrusters while we're on our way there, or should we not even risk that?
You could look at it.
Are we actually what's the thrust like? What do we?
The thing is, you're kind of wasting a Saturn at this point to put it on to go across there.
Yeah, but we need to make sure it's safe. Because if it's not safe, we've lost them 2 missions and we've wasted possibly 10 years when we need to concentrate on landing on Mercury or somewhere like that.
No, I mean that this section coming from here to here, you really only need a rocket and a probe. And at a weight of 21, it's only a cost of it's going to use 63 thrust. At which point the Saturn's a bit overpowered, but it seems like that's all you.
It's a case of it's what we've got. How many rockets would we need?
That's why I'm trying to work it out. I'm working backwards.
Okay. This is where the thinking comes in.
So to go to inner planet transfer from Earth orbit. That's a difficulty of. I'm going with this one, yeah? 3.
Yes. So we need to go to inner, then inner to Venus orbit. That's 3.
So to Earth orbit. So we need to take the Saturn that we already had, which we're not going to use this round.
Yeah.
Plus the probe that we want to get there. Plus another Saturn to get across. That gives you a mass of 41 times 3. 123 is still good. So to go in straight from Earth into Earth orbit, are we doing?
Yeah, if we can. So this is where I wish.
And the difficulty of that is 8. You might not be able to do that.
Okay, what's it work out?
Okay, so the difficulty of that is 8. So you've already got a weight of 41, so you've got 2 Saturns and a probe that you can't use as your dead weight at the minute.
Yeah.
So that comes to 41. If you were to add one more Saturn, your mass would then be 61 times 8, which my brain ain't that quick. You're looking at 488, so that's not really looking at possible. If you did it,
so if we did
you're
3,
41 and 2 Saturns. You're then looking at 81 times the 8. And then you're 648. You're kind of knackering yourself there a bit, I think. So I think that's not going to really happen at this point. I think you're better looking at going from Earth orbit from suborbital space, personally.
Okay. So what? Go to suborbital, then go to there. So we'd need another 2 rockets. We'd need 4 rockets altogether.
Or is it going to be exactly the same? It's just a case of you've got to push harder.
Yeah.
The problem is you're increasing your mass so quickly that the thrust that you need is getting...
So what about... So what thrust do we need to get to... So once we're out of orbit, what's... So that would easily be enough. What about if we risk ion thrusters? An ion thruster and a probe to Venus.
What, to minimise the weight?
Yeah, because an ion thruster is only one.
What, as a mass?
One of a mass, yeah. And then we can test it on the way.
And the cost of those is?
They're 10.
They're 10, and they provide...
5 thrust per year. So the first year it would be, so coming out of Earth orbit into inner space, it would be 5, then 10 once you reach Venus.
Right, okay. Oh, I see, because of these...
So the time, yeah,
Right.
every year it gains 5 thrust.
Because we can go straight up to here. Oh no, you need 1 year to go here and 1 year to go here.
Yeah.
Okay. And we can just do that straight away without...
Yeah, so if we use the Saturn to get us straight to
So
Earth
it wouldn't
orbit.
cross... Would it not be 5 here, 10 by the point you're here, 15 by...
No, because it'd be another year.
Okay.
Yeah, so it would be after the first year you've gained an extra 5. It would be 5, 10, 15. Yeah, actually it'd be 15 by the time you get there. So you start off with 5, then 10, then 15. So so it'd be 10 times 3.
Maybe 15. You're saying to me it's 15 by the point you get to Venus.
Yeah, so here you're at 5 thrust when you're in Earth orbit, and then to get into in a planet transfer, that by then it would have 10 thrust, and then to get into Venus it would have 15 thrust.
So 15 plus but your mass is still 1.
So it'd be a mass of 2.
So a mass of 2, so you'd easily manage that with the difficulty of 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all we need is
so
one
ion
Saturn.
thruster would do it. Would get you from interplanetary transfer to Venus quite happily.
What would we be able to launch with that? So it'd
That's
be.
what I'm trying to work out. I've got to work backwards for this because I need to know how much weight I'm carrying.
So it'd be all you'd be carrying is 2.
So from interplanet transfer from Earth orbit, again you've got a difficulty of 3. So you'd have your ion thruster, your probe, and you'd need a rocket to get you from that. Yeah?
You just need one rocket to launch you out of Earth.
And use the ion thruster from here to here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, again, that would be 10 this time. But yeah, you'd still have 2 times 3, still 6. So, yeah.
Yeah, but
I would
it
have
worked.
said,
So we just need one.
so from Earth to Earth orbit, is your difficulty of 8. So you'd have your ion thruster providing a thrust of 5 this time.
Yeah.
Your probe, which is doing nothing, just being dead weight, and your Saturn.
Yeah. So the iron won't give you any thrust. Oh, yeah, it will be giving you thrust because you can use it straight up because it doesn't burn out.
So your mass at that point is 22.
Yeah. That should be
times
fine.
your 8. Yeah, you're
That'd
looking
be
at
easy.
170 something.
So we can get the Venus like that.
Yeah, 176, which will carry you quite happily because you've got 205. So you'd need a Saturn, an ion thruster, and a probe.
And we've already got that. So we've got 15 million left this year.
And you have ion thrusters.
Should we research ion thrusters?
That's what you're saying that you're going to need to get yourself up to Venus orbit.
So then we've got 5 million left.
Okay.
We can buy an ion thruster with 5
How many
million.
outcomes?
No, we can't. 3. Everything gets 3 apart from surveying.
3.
So we've got 5 million. What can we spend 5 million? Should we hire an astronaut? We need one.
You're just going to be put on the payroll. Yeah.
Yeah, let's put him on the payroll. I'm going to get Neil Armstrong, and I'm not going to do what Darius did and try and kill him.
5 million then.
Who forgets to feed Neil Armstrong? It's a legend. So that is it.
Yeah.
Next year, 1962, and
That was quite a long old year, that one.
that was.
That nearly took a year of my life.
So you might as well just take 15 million, because I'm buying an ion thruster straight up.
Okay.
So
15.
our rocket is kind of looking like this. So, well, we didn't actually bring it back the last time. We did, but
We did, but we didn't.
we didn't. So we know we can get into Earth orbit. So we can discard that.
Yeah.
So we've got enough thrust to go to inner planet transfer.
Yeah, your ion.
So we need to wait a year before we will be there. So let's test. Success. Let's spend 10 million. So I'm guessing every year we have to test it.
I would say so.
Yeah. So that is in space. We've got 5 million left.
Okay.
What can we spend 5 million on? How many years is it going to take us to get there and get back?
Get there and get back.
Yeah, we need to get a sample return.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
6.
Yeah. If we can do this in 1 year,
So
that's the second year.
we've got 5 million left, yeah?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, 5. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, unless you're doing that.
We need to be there. So let's buy probably 10 supplies to head to... So let's buy 5.
Okay.
We'll start stocking up our supplies because we probably need, because we need to stay there for a year as well.
Okay.
Because every year your man is in space, you need supplies. So 1 supply will feed 4 astronauts. But what gets me, one supply doesn't feed an astronaut 4 years.
Yeah, but I think if you opened it, it'd go off.
No, what we're saying is the astronaut just gets really hungry and he gets fat. So by the time he comes back to Earth, he's like, "Oh my God, you've gained so much weight!" He goes, "Oh, it was food. I wanted food. Oh yeah,
Nothing else to do.
yeah. I was so bored." So is
That's
that is the year over? So
1963.
we are 25 million. So I'm going to put another token on. We are going to Venus orbit. So let's test the ion thrusters again. Success.
You did shuffle these.
Yeah. Do you know what? I've got a bad feeling
That last one.
that last one we're going to get there and it's going to just blow up.
Yeah.
Okay. It doesn't get completely destroyed. That's
This
good.
provides no thrust, which means it's just floating around in space.
But yeah, then you can repair it. So whenever anything's in space, you can repair it. The only place you can't repair is there.
Okay.
So it will repair.
What, it's self-repairing?
Yes, AI. We might have to double check.
In 1963.
We're going to Venus, bloody hell, for 1963. Have we even landed on the moon? We've just landed on the... Go to Venus. So, yeah. We've got 15 million. Should we buy another rocket?
Go for it.
Then we've got backup.
Yep.
So,
okay. 1964 then?
Again, quick year. I just put the 25 million right next to me.
Yeah, but then I feel like I'm actually doing it properly.
So, this comes off.
Do we actually get to Venus orbit? Oh, I don't want to look.
Oh, we did.
So we'll just be leaving it on there effectively.
Yeah. So, we can survey. Should we find out what Venus is like?
Wait for it.
Can we do these final missions? This is the question. Drum roll, please. Spacecraft destroyed. Extreme heat and pressure.
Fudge.
Smeg.
Brilliant.
So, we can't do them.
So what effectively happens to this?
They're discarded. We can't do it.
Okay, so we're now looking at trying to get half of these points.
Yeah.
Okay.
Smeg.
Okay. But better that we ruled it out nice and early.
Yeah, so I said first 10 years we had to get there.
Okay.
So
what has effectively happened to...
that spacecraft, we can discard it. We can fly him back, and we could technically land rendezvous and reuse him.
The spacecraft is destroyed by extreme heat and pressure.
We didn't land. We just scanned it.
But if you would have sent a probe...
If we would have sent...
If you sent a probe down, that probe is no more.
We didn't send it down. He surveyed it from the orbit.
Right, okay. So we just learnt that if we did drop something, it would be destroyed quite quickly.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we need to work out... We need to get to Mercury.
So...
13, 20...
Hi again.
Don't know what happened there, guys.
I'm just thinking that if you've got those ion thrusters that are working...
Yeah.
Could you not kind of do a Mars orbit flyby?
Yes.
Because we can put a working probe on Mars for 7 points.
He can fly around everywhere. He can fly around... Yes, we can fly to... Yeah, let's just go back to... Yes, good plan. I don't know what happened there, guys. I'm trying to see if... I don't know, I'm trying to share this post, people, but I can't. If any of you guys can share this, I would much appreciate it. Let me check my over. Sorry, I'm checking what's going on, making sure everything's streaming all right. Yeah. Sorry, guys. Okay, so we are sending him to Mars to see if Mars is going to screw us. Technically, no, we can't land.
That can do its thing on...
We'd need a lander to get there. We need to work out the maths to get to Mercury now.
Okay. So, can you please point me out which path I would need to take for that?
Mercury, we'd need to get into here.
Yeah.
And then go down. It's this way.
Oh,
Mercury's
okay,
here.
so it kind of jumps from there to there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mercury's a mini expansion that came with the version 2 of the game that I've got. And yeah. If we get to Mercury and that's going to destroy us, we are kind of down to basic missions. We've lost the 2 hard missions.
Right, okay.
This is the thing. We need to work out if something like that happens, do we put some more missions in for people to play? Because if we're playing 25 people, we're going to want harder missions. So, if Darius is still watching, comment and let me know what you think on that idea of trying to let you know, give extra missions if everything fails, like it's happening with us.
So sorry, can you just clarify, because that kind of says inner, like inner planets transfer, right?
Yeah, in a planet transfer there.
So why does this say Mercury flyby to come here?
Because it's I don't know.
Would you like to know?
2 seconds.
Because to me that looks, it hasn't actually got an arrow that points like the rest do.
Well, no, that's it. It's just
I'm assuming it's actually 7, because that's a 5 plus the 2 to get into Mercury orbit, which you can do. So I'm
Yeah.
assuming that's actually 7 to get to Mercury orbit.
yeah.
Okay. So our final step would be land on Mercury.
So yeah, guys, let me know what you're thinking so far of this. Do you think you could do better? If you do,
Easily.
come to the mega game and you can see if you do.
Land on Mercury, so you'd then have to go from inner planet transfer to Mercury orbit. And then you'd have to go Earth orbit to inner planet transfer, and then obviously Earth to Earth orbit, so it's still a 4-step. Unless you take that last one in. Earth orbit to, yeah, Earth to orbit. Okay, so what do we need on Mercury? We need a working probe or capsule on there.
Yeah.
Okay, so what we would be looking at, just a normal probe.
I think so.
Okay, so if you have your probe of 1, and are you looking at ion thrusters for this?
Yeah, I think ion thrusters are the best bet. I mean,
Okay.
they definitely add a lot to it.
So an ion thruster with a mass of 1. So that would be 1 year to here, 1 to here, and 1 to here. So 3 years, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, hold on, no, because look.
4.
So it's going to have to be 5 then too. So that is an extra year, but it's 7
7
going
to go back, yeah.
Right. That's why that makes sense now. So, inner to Mercury flyby. So, you'd have 1 in the middle here of 1.5. So you'd have Mercury flyby to orbit. Okay, so I'm just going to tear that off. Sorry for the noise.
Just messing around on the computer, sorry.
That's alright, I'm just working out maths.
People were
It's
watching
really
this.
exciting watching people doing maths.
Yeah, and me playing on the PC. I was just trying to see if I could add any fancy effects to my stream, but I thought if I do it, I might mess it up. So
So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 years total. So year 1, the thrust is 5. Year 2, 10, 3, 15, 4 is 20.
yeah,
Yeah? So to land on Mercury, it's a difficulty of 2. Easy. Easy, easy, easy. If you just have your probe with a mass of 1 and your ion thruster with a mass of 1, that's a total of 2 mass times your 2 difficulty is 4. You have 20. Easily done.
So what we just need a Saturn rocket, another ion thruster, and a probe.
And that's just the last step.
Oh, okay.
So, to go from Mercury flyby into Mercury orbit is a difficulty again of 2. At which point you can still suffice, I would have said, with your probe with a mass of 1, your ion thruster with a mass of 1. That's still a mass of 2 times the 4. You've got 15. You're still good. So, inner planet transfer to the Mercury flyby.
While Amy's doing maths, I will show you guys some of the. This is some of
There's a difficulty.
her equations that she works out.
That's a difficulty of 5. So your probe of 1 and an ion thruster of 1 would be 2 times 5 would be 10. You'll just about manage it for that. So to get from, you need to go from Earth orbit to inner planet transfer. And that's a difficulty of 3.
That was fine. We did that before,
Yes, I know.
so we're good.
So we worked that one out, didn't we? It's a mass of 2 equals to the 6. So. Is that right? Mass of 2 times your difficulty of 3 is 6. Because you're having to wait a year, aren't you?
To go from Earth orbit to inner planet, yeah.
That's where I'm getting confused. So hold on a minute, it's actually 5 years in the making, isn't it? That's where I'm getting confused. So yeah, you've got 10 at this point.
Yeah, so we're good.
Yep, so your probe and your ion thruster are fine at that point. So yeah, you need 1 Saturn rocket, 1 ion, 1 probe.
So all we need is to buy a ion thruster. So 10 million. We've tested our ion thrusters. So we are doing really well. So
Bum, bum, bum.
I've said the fabled words.
Yeah.
So I'm not even going. I'm going to use this one because I like the ship. So I'm not even going to bother putting the Saturn rocket. We are in Earth orbit. The Saturn rocket has burnt up. We've used it, and we are now waiting to transfer to the inner planets. So we've still got this first rocket, shipcraft, whatever, out in space. You're still doing maths. So
I'm just writing it out for make it clear for myself.
we need to. We can have enough thrust now, no matter what, from this other one. What are we on? We're on how much thrust on that one by now?
On to this one.
On the first one.
This one here. So we were up to 15, I believe. The last
50.
one.
Yeah, we've got enough thrust to go everywhere now. So we've got to come back to. We're coming back to inner, aren't we? We're going to Mars to survey it.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're looking to.
Wait another year.
Yeah.
So we've got 15 million. Should we buy a Saturn rocket?
Yeah. Yeah. Go for it.
Because we need to possibly send a man.
Do you not need to start looking at life support?
Yeah, we need a rocket to test it.
You also need to research it.
I was thinking if we buy it next year,
Mhm.
if we buy the Saturn next year, we've got 25 million, 10 million to research it,
Yeah.
and we've already got that. We can just send back up and down.
Okay.
I was thinking if we buy the rocket now,
Yeah.
next year we start with 25 million.
Okay.
So Next year we are.
So yeah, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah.
Yeah.
21st, I think.
Yeah. So next year, 1965.
65.
Now we landed on the moon.
Oh.
So that comes there. That comes there. Take these off. Mercury flyby. That's going to need another time token.
I shall grab 25 million.
And this needs to take 2 time tokens to go to Mars orbit from there. So
Wow. That'll do it quite nicely.
yeah, it's gonna
Got a tiny little mass, it's just going to fly there.
it's gonna have so much. I think we should just keep that flying around and just get it to survey everything. Because let's survey. Let's come back. Let's survey Phobos while we're there, and
Ceres.
and
Might as
come
well.
back. Let's just scan everywhere.
Yeah, why
We've
not?
we've got a ship that can do it now. So hopefully we are teaching you a good little trick, because we actually haven't used the iron thrusters yet,
No.
and it is a brilliant little ship to go around just scanning the hell out of everything.
I would just make a note as to how much thrust you've got at the current point.
Well, I mean, we've got so much thrust now. Literally, we could probably go to the sun. We've got so much thrust, and by the time we're on 20 thrust now, we're going to have 30 thrust with a mass of 2 by the time it gets to Mars. It's going to be like a little jet engine. It's going to be going the speed of light soon.
So this year we had 20 thrust, right?
Yeah.
And on the other one we're up to
10. We're at 10 thrust now. So,
just so that I know which year we had that in, so that I can count it back if necessary.
yeah. So,
Easy to lose it. We were gonna.
let's do some testing. Let's send these up.
I thought you said we were going to start doing some life support research.
Let's spend
10.
10. Can I have 3 cards?
Yes.
We still need to test landing. We still haven't fully tested landing yet.
This would be quite handy.
And re-entry. We'll just get re-entry done. So we're going to send that up straight away.
Go for it.
So we are sending that up into Earth orbit. Don't need to test the rocket. We need to test, so we need to end a year in space. So we need to be there for a year to bring it back next year. So what we could...
So you've got a mass of 23.
It's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
Shall we buy another Saturn? Thinking we could test landing at the same time. Or next year. Because we've got to leave this in space and test life support.
Yeah, if you want to.
You went into your own little world then.
Yes, I did. I was just double checking in my head that my maths is fine.
Do you want to get rid of that?
What, the 15?
Yeah. That rocket's done anyway.
Yes. That is used up.
So,
I'm going to flip it.
1966.
66.
Did we take them off for that last year? We did.
Yeah.
So,
You added them technically last year because that's where they went.
we are in Mercury flyby now. We still need
Yep.
another token.
Yep, for that.
He's still travelling to Mars. Let's bring our capsule.
I thought you were testing life support.
Yeah. We need
Oh,
another.
I didn't take the money for the year.
Yeah.
I apologise.
Take 15 million.
Okay.
We're burning up that. He's back down 12. Oh, no, we need to test re-entry.
That would help.
Minor failure. Remove. Capsule is damaged. So all that means is
That gets flipped.
this round we flip it over. It will repair next year.
So 5 remove after effects, or
5.
10 to get rid of the card.
5 to remove. It removes the card,
Okay.
so it doesn't. You remove it for 5.
Okay.
So we've got 10 million.
Because you can't technically bring it back in now.
Not this year.
So this is still in Earth orbit.
It's actually technically falling right now.
Yeah, but
it's technically
if it's
no,
in suborbital
it's
space,
landing.
you can't.
It's landing. It's just damaged. We can't. It's landed. It's just
Right.
damaged. We've
Okay.
come through the atmosphere. It just got damaged on re-entry.
Right. Okay.
It will get repaired.
For the next level.
So if it got damaged in space, it would have burnt up and been written off. But because we were coming in, it's yeah.
Okay.
So what do we want to do? We've got 10 million to spend.
Technically, all you've got to do with a case of life support is just get a man in space and back. That's all you've got to do now. Or man to Earth orbit and back.
Yeah.
But that's it.
We've got 2 more life support cards.
Is whether you want to send a man, just for the hell of it. Your probes and capsules work. There's not a huge amount more you can do, short of just stocking up on supplies.
We still might have to send a lander to the Mercury.
Yes. So, do you need to get
Technically,
extra
no.
landers, etc.?
Technically, we can send that probe. We could land that probe.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
We could land that probe. So,
That's why I was confused why you didn't lose your probe on Venus, personally.
because we surveyed it.
I know, but...
We didn't land.
Right, okay.
We didn't land it. We surveyed it. We scanned it.
Right.
You know, like satellite. Bleep, 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 bleep.
Yeah, but... So, why is this any difference? Because we've now got...
Because we're saying we're going to land it.
Right, okay.
So what we're going to do, we're going to go there. We're going to survey it before landing it
Yeah,
to see if it's safe.
okay.
If it's safe, we will land it.
Alright.
So you're just scanning it to make sure,
Yeah, okay.
you know, like they would in real life.
Excuse me.
So
Long day.
we need 10 million. We've got 10 million. What are we going to spend 10 million on?
Don't know.
I think technically we could land the probe on Mars as well.
I know.
We could do them if they're doable.
Yeah. At which point
We've done
you've
it.
got 20 points. The
We've
rest
done
is
it.
only worth 11.
But we might as well
15,
get it all
17.
done. We might as well see if we can get it all done. Okay, shall we? 10 million.
Yeah, I'm actually
I want to buy another iron thruster
Okay.
because I want to go. I want to go to the moon. I'm setting myself a challenge.
Right.
We've got an astronaut. We got Neil Armstrong. We've got to use him.
Well, he's got to go up into space potentially anyway.
Yeah, I want him to land on the moon now.
Okay. You want to put Neil Armstrong on the moon?
One small step for man, one giant leap for leaving Earth kind. Anywho, next year, 67. So
this comes off.
that comes off. We are in Mount. So let's survey the planets. Do you want to survey Mercury first? Flip it under the camera so they see it at the same time as us. Flip it.
Shaking.
Flip it. Perfect. Nothing. Mercury is just a lump of rock. So I am going to do Mars. Mars is just a lump of rock. Do you know what? So far, everything's been quite right.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Mars is a lump of rock. Mercury is technically a lump of rock, isn't it? It's burnt.
So actually, I think that one's weirdly
It's
solid and Venus is not.
because the sun's burnt off all the atmosphere. There's nothing left.
Yeah.
So close. It's the first closest planet to the sun, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's literally the atmosphere and everything's burnt off completely.
Okay.
And Venus
I
would
would never take my money for this round.
Venus would crush your ship. So should we, while we're in Mars orbit, should we scan Phobos as well?
So I take it we can't put a working.
We can, but should we scan Phobos while we're out there? We can. We're a tile away. We can scan it.
Okay.
We can scan it, then land.
Oh, you can do.
We can do multiple things in a year because it won't take. It would take you a year to travel to Phobos, or should we go there and then go back and land, or what should we do?
I'm just thinking Phobos isn't actually going to get you any points in this game.
No, I'm just thinking.
You just want to flip the card.
I just want to do stuff.
Okay.
No, let's land. Okay, so.
Well, you've got what, another 9 years. I think you can easily achieve that.
What,
So
go there and come back?
Yeah, you could go there, scan
Just
it.
do a couple of orbits. All it is you're doing a couple of orbits and scanning stuff while you're doing the orbit. Technically, if we go in reality in it.
All right.
So we'll spend a year. Doesn't even take a year to orbit Mars, but whatever. We've got enough thrust.
Yeah.
We've got what? We're on 30
It's only
thrust,
like a mass of 2.
and a thrust of 30 by now.
Yeah, at this point.
Yeah, that's that.
Yeah. After a while, you don't even have to do the math.
Yeah. It's to
So are we landing this
Let's
probe
land
on Mercury
yes.
then?
Yes.
Okay. So all we have to do is just put the...
We've got the thrust. We need. Do we need to do? There's no atmosphere, so we don't need to check for re-entry.
What's that symbol?
That's just saying that you can land.
Okay.
Oh crap!
What?
We can't land. We haven't got a heat shield.
What on that particular thing?
Yeah, it'll burn up.
Okay.
We need a capsule.
That would have been helpful to tell me.
Yeah, I didn't. I forgot.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to send something else to Mars.
To Mercury.
No, Mars. Mercury, we're fine. There's no atmosphere.
Okay.
So there's a little cloud. If you notice, there's a little cloud. That's telling you you're going through atmosphere.
Oh, okay. So we can still put this probe on Mercury and leave it there?
Yeah.
Okay. At which point the iron thruster is just going to float through space?
No, you're just going to crash land it on
Okay.
the iron thruster's part of the ship.
So we just land those onto Mercury right now?
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
that's effectively non-useful anymore.
Yeah.
So that's a new ship in a hangar somewhere.
Yeah.
And you've achieved that.
So we have landed on Mercury. We have achieved something.
Woohoo!
Woohoo!
We're not useless.
So, next mission. Oh, and actually, we got the next one next to it. We surveyed Mercury already.
Reveal Mercury location. Yes, we have done that one as well.
So what are we on? We've done it.
We're on 20 points.
What do we need?
So you've got 20, there's 11, 15, 17 there. So technically we've won this.
So, what's the time? Should we call it a night? Is anyone watching? Does anyone want to carry on watching this, or are we gonna? We've done it. What's the time?
Time is 11 o'clock.
If there's anyone watching, it says. We've done it. What's the time?
Okay. Looks like there's...
Should we call it a night, people? There's one person watching because there's two because Amy's just joined.
Yeah.
Whoever's watching, comment below. Do you want to see us continue? If you do, I might have to run to the loo.
I think maybe just call it then. I think we've given everybody the kind of hint of how this works. That was the main game.
Yeah. So you guys saw that we kind of what we did. Hope you guys like it. It is a really fun game. We are really enjoying this. I probably input.
Sorry for the time taken to sort out the
Yeah.
maths, but
That's what this game is.
yeah,
Should we just do a little review while we're at it?
if you like.
Do you know what? We never checked the solar rate. We never took a human into outer space. Let's do some locations. So, radiation level 2. So, we potentially would have started dying if we were in space. Let's check what Phobos would have been. Nothing. That's boring. Check the moon. Oh, there was life on the moon. Oh, Neil Armstrong could have found life. Oh, Cirrus is valuable minerals. That could have been good, and that was it. So, with the expansion, it does add, I would say, another 3 or 4 rows of tiles to the top of the map. I personally am really liking this game. I think I would class it in my top 5 games now.
Wow.
It works well solo. It works well in a group. It just works. It's just a good game.
If this is the weakest version that some people consider.
Yeah. People say co-op together is the weaker version. If you actually look online, all the videos that you find are solo playthroughs.
Wouldn't have been particularly fun trying to watch us compete against each other because we wouldn't have been able to talk our choices through.
Yeah. We were going to do it 2 teams, and then we thought, actually, it might not be a good idea because we wouldn't be
talking
as that much, so you guys would be kind of
bored.
Yeah. So, but yeah, this is it. I personally, what we've done this in an hour and 17 minutes this has taken us, and we're just over halfway
on a 2-player.
On a 2-player. I'm just trying to work out time for the 25-player. If we can cram on the extra 20 years, but I don't think we can.
No, I think you might be pushing time-wise.
Because everyone will take their time. But yes, we will. Anyway, we will give this a little review. Yeah, I'm giving it such a recommendation. If you can get hold of this game in this country, if you can buy it, I've actually saw there's a website online that sells both the expansions. They said they're waiting for stock on the main game, but if you can get this game, I would definitely suggest it. If you like thinky games, like Darius said in his review, I think he said it was I
mean, that's the hardest bit of maths that you've had to work out.
Yeah.
If everyone can see that.
Yeah, give it a minute. You'll be able to see it. But yeah, like Darius said, it's an engine builder. Yeah, you can see that.
Yeah.
So the maths isn't hard. It's times tables. You just have to work back. So you have to work out what your lightest spacecraft is going to be, and then you just add the mass and add the weight. It's once
for the Mercury thing that you've just seen, I worked out how to land on Mercury, then go from orbit into flyby into so seeing how much weight or how much thrust was necessary and adding weight on if I needed to.
Yeah.
And it actually worked out quite light.
Yeah.
Just to send a little probe.
Yeah, the ion thrusters.
Once you start sending heavy things, it starts getting more complicated, but it's still the same basic premise.
Yeah, definitely the ion thrusters are the way to go. With the Outer Planets expansion that I've got, there is some more powerful ion thrusters. There's some other ion thrusters. I've not looked, but they would be good. But yeah, should we actually look? So life support
was going to succeed. Wow, we had quite a lot of successes there.
Everything was pretty much a success.
Yeah, we had a really lucky round.
Yeah, I'm going to do a nice ruffle shuffle one. Not ruffle, riffle.
Do a shemmy, then a riffle.
I'm just going to chuck them all everywhere to shuffle them up.
Shemmy.
I'm going to, because but there is, I would say, there's probably 2/3 of the deck that successes, and then the rest are
failures of some sort.
Yeah, minor failures or major failures. We didn't really get human into space. That's the thing. Once you start doing,
it starts becoming heavy getting.
Once you start landing with humans, if you have a pilot with landing, they will raise it up. So, I don't know if you guys can see. So a pilot will make a minor failure a success and a major failure a minor failure. So that's always good. And then life support with an engineer will make a minor failure into a success, and same as rendezvous with a pilot will make a minor failure success, major failure, minor failure. So it sometimes pays to have the 3 types of astronauts in your ship. But yes, I think that is it. You do get this cheat sheet that we don't actually use. We find it easier without.
I mean, the way it basically works, if you've got a Saturn rocket with a mass of thrust of 200 and a mass of 20, that's what's left. So just getting the rocket into space at a 1 difficulty will leave you 180 of thrust.
So that is it. And then there's more at the back telling you how much time it would take for the ion thrusters. So 1 year, and so on and so on.
I personally find it easier to do the maths myself.
By 8 years, you've got like 39 thrust.
On a 1 difficulty.
That's like...
Because it's worked up to 40 and it's the 1 maths,
Yeah. So that is it. I hope you guys like this stream, and would you like to see more live streams from us? Especially now I've worked out my or for me. Maybe Darius, if I can get him out. We will say bye. Bye.
Bye.